The Estonian government makes a striking promise to the rest of the world. Even if you have never set foot in the country, you can launch and run a fully recognized European Union company entirely online in a matter of hours. Over 126,000 people have joined this infrastructure, registering more than 36,000 businesses. Every interaction with the state is centered on a physical digital ID card like this one. But a smooth government web portal is only half the equation. Once your business exists on paper, you immediately collide with the strict, heavily regulated realities of European financial compliance. Before you spend your time and money entering the Estonian ecosystem, you need to understand the exact gap between the marketing pitch of a borderless business and the daily operational requirements of actually running one. First, we need to define what the e-residency digital ID actually is. It is a transnational authentication tool. It lets you log into Estonia's digital state services and issue legally binding digital signatures recognized across the EU. This chart shows exactly what the ID provides, and more importantly, what it does not. The program does not give you a Schengen travel visa. It grants 0 physical residency rights, and it does not make you a personal tax resident of Estonia. What it does do is give you the right to register an Estonian OU, a private limited company, with a minimum required share capital of exactly 1 cent. E-residency provides your digital identity, while the OU is the actual corporate entity that operates under EU law.
Before we dive into the step-by-step roadmap of launching your European business, let's talk about the foundation. You absolutely cannot run a borderless, location-independent global business without a properly structured legal entity. Most international entrepreneurs try to navigate complex overseas regulations on their own or cut corners on their international business setup, and that is exactly why they face frozen payment gateways, heavy compliance penalties, or get shut down by EU banks. Your business needs a legitimate, officially recognized European entity that allows you to operate 100% online from anywhere in the world. That's where Zolo comes in. Zolo is the absolute best service out there for global founders looking to utilize the power of Estonia's e-residency program. They handle your entire company formation completely remotely, taking care of your legal virtual office address in Tallinn, registering your Estonian OU, and even managing your ongoing corporate accounting and EU tax compliance. This is non-negotiable if you want to run a completely paperless, globally trusted business. I've linked my full, in-depth review of Zolo in the description, so you can see exactly why they are my top recommendation. Make sure to use my link down below to get your Estonian company set up through Zolo today, which will also unlock exclusive discounts and perks.
Step 1 of the process is submitting your application, paying a state fee between 120 and 150 euros, and waiting 4 to 6 weeks while the Estonian police conduct a mandatory background check. If you pass, you hit the first physical requirement of this fully online system. You must travel in person to an approved location, usually an Estonian embassy, to submit your fingerprints and collect your ID kit. Step 2 deals with geography. Because you manage the company from abroad, Estonian law requires you to appoint a licensed local contact person and maintain a registered legal address within the country. You cannot use a friend's apartment for this. You have to hire a licensed business service provider to act as your representative. That creates an immediate, recurring operational cost, typically between 120 and 400 euros a year, that you must pay regardless of whether your company generates revenue. The government's barrier to entry is almost 0, but maintaining a compliant legal presence establishes a hard baseline cost that has to be in your operating budget from day 1. Step 3 is the actual registration. Using your new digital ID, you log into the e-business register, pay a 265 euro state fee, and form the company. Approvals usually come through in a matter of hours. This flowchart illustrates a critical decision: selecting your MTAC code, the official classification of your activities. Standard tech codes route to a low-risk category, but selecting high-risk codes, like crypto or finance, invites strict scrutiny, causing banks to reject your company before your first transaction. While online registration is fast, the speed is secondary to the quality of the legal setup. A poorly classified business may find itself permanently unable to open a bank account. Opening a traditional business bank account as a non-resident is easily the hardest part of running an Estonian company. Traditional Estonian banks operate under strict European anti-money laundering laws. They require proof that your business has strong local economic ties to Estonia, and they often demand that you visit a branch in person to open the account. This matrix compares traditional banks with electronic money institutions, EMIs like Wise and Revolut, that actually power the e-residency ecosystem. EMIs offer remote onboarding and multi-currency IBANs to get paid. The trade-off, you lose access to traditional corporate lending and credit lines. Neither option guarantees acceptance. If your business involves dropshipping, adult entertainment, or crypto-adjacent services, you will face high rejection rates from both traditional banks and EMIs. You must have a banking strategy mapped out before you incorporate. An Estonian company without a bank account is a legally binding shell that cannot operate. This diagram shows the core of the Estonian tax system. When your company generates profit, money retained or reinvested is taxed at exactly 0%. The 22% corporate tax is only triggered the moment you distribute profits to yourself as a shareholder. There is a separate tax detail you need to watch. If you pay yourself a director's fee as a non-resident, that money is subject to a 22% Estonian personal income tax, forcing you to navigate cross-border tax treaties to avoid paying twice in your home country. Aside from taxes, Estonia enforces a mandatory annual reporting requirement. Within 6 months of the end of your financial year, your company must file a detailed financial report using the local XBRL accounting standard. This report is required even if your company was completely dormant and made 0 transactions. If you fail to file it, your bank accounts will be frozen and your company faces compulsory deletion from the business registry. The Estonian tax code is structured to reward active business growth and aggressive reinvestment. It's not built as a low-maintenance, passive offshore haven. When you look at the balance sheet, the advantages are clear. You get frictionless access to the EU single market, 0 tax on reinvested capital, the ability to manage everything remotely, and secure digital signatures. The constraints are equally clear. You will likely be shut out of traditional banking, you have to pay mandatory recurring fees for local representation, and you are bound by rigid annual compliance deadlines. Many people approach Estonia hoping for a quiet offshore tax shelter. In reality, it is a highly transparent, fully compliant European jurisdiction that shares financial data globally. The Estonian OU is a high-performance administrative engine. Like any high-performance machine, it requires precise, constant legal maintenance to keep running. This system heavily favors solo digital nomads, freelance consultants, and digital-first tech startups who need a streamlined way to bill clients and operate within the European market. If you operate in high-risk sectors, run a physical retail business outside the EU, or are trying to hide personal income, this setup will actively work against you. The operational reality is that the program works beautifully, provided you are willing to rely on modern fintech banking solutions, rather than trying to force your way into traditional brick-and-mortar institutions. Estonia offers unparalleled digital tools for running a global business. You just have to be prepared to respect and strictly execute the very real rules of the European financial system.